Hi, it's Andy.
Hi, it's Dave.
Hi, it's Kirk.
Okay, today we're going back to Indonesia. We're going to check out something a little different. We haven't covered in Indonesian music before. I'm not going to say anything about the style. I'm going to let Kirk give us some feedback on that afterwards. I've never heard of them, but it was a request by the band that she sent me this message to check their stuff out. So like we get over here with local bands, they send us sort of messages. I think this is a more of a local-ish band could be a big band, but maybe it's probably more of a local. But let's go check them out anyway. This is today's video. Okay, so that was Senopit. Am I the only one that thinks that was the point where the breakdown should have kicked in? Right at the end of that 1 minute 38 seconds, that should have been the sludgy, doomy breakdown.
Grindcore bands don't play breakdowns.
No, so at least you picked it up. It was grindcore. To me, I was just like, there's two riffs, isn't there, in that whole song? It's just intensity, we're followed by a bit more intensity and not given enough space. This is definitely not my genre of anything that I would ever listen to. The song was called Kawan Atau Lawan. I think, Kirk, you need to give us a bit of insight into this kind of genre or what this is, because I have no idea.
Andy could definitely help us as a Napalm Death fan as well. Yeah, so Andy, would you agree? I would say that is grindcore with elements of that punk subgenre, power violence. Because that, we get into the semantics. Is it grindcore? Is it power violence? I think there was quite a lot of punk in there. Enjoyed it. Do you know, with grindcore, there aren't actually that many bands out there. There are in Indonesia, where the president, Joko Widodo, is on record saying his favorite band is Napalm Death. I've mentioned this in a previous video. That is incredible. Can you imagine Rishi Sunak saying, "Oh yeah, my favorite band of all time is Slayer"? It's not going to happen, is it? So I know that grindcore is very big there. When you look at the history of it, Andy, you know that Napalm Death album, Harmony Corruption. The tape trading was a big thing at the turn of the 90s in Indonesia, and that's how they discovered this unique brand of extreme metal that obviously Repulsion and Napalm Death are responsible for creating. Yeah, I mean, you're not going to get a breakdown in that music, David. That is just about 260 BPM. I like the blast beats, by the way. You're very clear in the mix. That's one of the things that puts me off a lot of black metal, is those really lo-fi necro type blast beats. They're fucking awful. This band are using blast beats as they should. You know, it should feel like you're being throttled. Protest music, isn't it? This, you only need to watch the video. You don't even need to know what the lyrics are. It's all about that cathartic rage. Get it out. So to me, I never get bored of grindcore because one, the songs are never more than 2 minutes long. You don't really get an album that's more than 30 minutes, and it's just almost every time you hear a grindcore song, especially in isolation, you're like, what the hell was that? You know, it's like not long enough for you to gather your thoughts. So really impressed. I think what I'm saying is, before I hand over to Andy, I think it's difficult to be a mediocre grindcore band because that genre demands so much of you. as a musician. I'm not saying, like you said, there are only 2 riffs, but it's just the intensity and stamina that's needed. You cannot fake it if you're in a grindcore band. So I think that's why it always captures my attention, and I don't really have a bad word to say about it.
Cool. Andy?
Yeah, really enjoyed it. As Kirk said, you don't need to hear the lyrics to get the message. You know, riot police laying into a demonstration tells you everything you need to know. I mean, I think that image is used quite a lot in this sort of genre, maybe a little bit too much, but yeah, really enjoyed it. I think it's a good example of grindcore. Echo what you said about the drums, Kirk, the blast beats, you know, and you know the black metal bands that use it in that lo-fi setting are obviously after that particular sound. You know, it's what they're trying to achieve. But this was really crisp. Yeah, very good, very good. Yeah. Enjoyed the video, you know, apart from the images were changing a little bit too quick and a bit, you know, flashing up all the time, you know, didn't help my hangover much, but yeah, I'd be checking out this band. I really like that. I'd like to hear more. Maybe introduce another one to our channel, but yeah, really good stuff.
Yeah, definitely. So what are they called? Sorry, Senopit.
Senopit, yeah. So Senopit. As I said, they reached us out and requested we checked it out, so I was happy to do it. I mean, it's so outside of my comfort zone as far as music to get into that I don't really have a commentary on it. The only thing I would have liked with the video is, I think when they were doing a lot of their in the studio stuff, they kept overlaying images. I would have liked those overlaying images to have disappeared, have a bit of the focus in the studio, then cut to scenes, and then cut back to the studio. I think with that too much going on the screen, it made your eyes. I've got a bit of a headache.
Green and red effect, 3D effect was happening a lot as well, wasn't it?
Yeah,
You know,
it's a bit overkill.
I agree with you on that one, yeah.
But yeah, there we go.
Less is more sometimes, you know. Just have the shots of them in the studio, cut to the on the street violence, and go back again. But yeah, trying to fit too much in, I think, visually, a little bit off-putting. But yeah, really good song. Yeah,
it's interesting, isn't it? Sorry, before we wrap up, that grindcore, you know, the center of grindcore now is Indonesia. It's famous for it, isn't it? There's a plethora of bands, and it'd be interesting just to do an analysis. We don't have time now. Why did that really extreme subgenre of metal take off in Indonesia? That just doesn't. It's hard to put your finger on, isn't it? But this is the country where the best grindcore comes from.
Interesting. Yeah, maybe we'll have a look at that in a future episode. So anyway, that was Senopit and Kawan Atau Lawan. If you like the video, please do like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on another video sometime very soon. Take care.